Hey folks, welcome back. We're going to look at this plugin today from Kush. It's called Blyss. It's sort of a 2-bus, mixed bus compressor or a bus compressor, whichever bus you put it on. Or they also say you can use it on any track you want, which is pretty cool. I thought I would go through this today. I've been using it and demoing it, and it's actually pretty cool. Let's take a look at this interface right fast. We have an EQ at the top, which is pretty self-explanatory. We have a low end down here with 40 hertz, 80 hertz, 120 hertz. That's a frequency shelf right there. There's a high pass filter here that you can turn on and off. 30, 40, and 50 hertz. I believe in the manual that says it's a 6 dB per octave filter, which is a really gentle filter. I'm actually using this on the mix bus, by the way. There's a low mid frequency bell here at 200, 400, or 800. Then on the other side, we kind of have the high mids and the high frequency. There's a low pass filter, which is also, 6 dB per octave, same as the high pass filter. And then we have what's really cool on the top end, 8K, 18K, and 28K. 28K is well above our hearing, but it's actually kind of cool. It's a definite air band at the top, which I've boosted a little bit here. We'll listen to it in a second. So that's the entire top section up here, but in the middle, we have some magic happening here. This is the saturation circuit. And 2 meters here. These 2 meters are important. What the first one will tell you is it's whether you are adding subtle amounts of harmonics or intense amounts of harmonics. And this meter over here, I will get into in a second. It's sort of an input-output meter. These 2 concentric knobs here in the middle will adjust how much saturation or blend. Then we have an input and output. Real simple. And then there's a bottom section, which is sort of what they're calling a finishing compressor. Really cool. I'll turn that on in a minute. But according to the manual, there is the timing of this. We have 2 timings. We have the fast and the slow. The fast mode, 3 millisecond attack. It's pretty quick. And program dependent dual release. Nice. And a more leisurely slow mode, which is a 10 millisecond attack and a little bit slower release. Real cool. So let's listen to it. Let's see what's going on here. I will turn on this mix, and actually I'll bypass this first. And now with just the EQ, I've got some subtle to intense, kind of mid amounts of harmonics here. So let's do this first. I'm going to set this at 0. If you double click on the knob, it will go to 0. And so we're basically not doing anything now. I'll turn this high pass frequency off. So the EQ is just blanked out. I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to set everything to where it normally would be. Okay, there's no compression going on. We're just dealing with this section up here. So what I want to do is play into the plugin, and I'm going to start blending in some saturation first. And you can see that saturation goes from subtle to intense when I pull it way up. The volume also rises. And that's where this meter comes in handy. If you notice when I'm here at 0, there's 2 little needles here. There's a green one and a red one. And if I move the saturation up, in other words, I add saturation to it, the output becomes louder. And the way I attenuate that is with the outer knob here, which controls the output. So what I want to do is sort of make them, be at the same level so I'm not fooling myself. About right. So now what I'll do is I'll turn it on, bypass it, and then we'll turn it back on. So here we go, on. kind of subtle, so let's boost some more into it. Now, if I find that I like the tone of that for the most part, but it's a little too much, I can use the outer knob here to change the blend, sort of like a parallel circuit. You notice I turn it all the way down, we'll get a discrepancy in the input and output level, which is important to know, so you can attenuate or gain it up to make it the same level. Roll this back a bit. Okay, I'm gonna pull in this high pass frequency here at 30. Pull down this shelf a little. Pulling down a little bit of 3K because that's an area that'll get kind of harsh on a mix. Now for this air band up here, if I go to the 28K and I boost it, my assumption is that that's a pretty big shelf, a pretty wide shelf. So it's definitely dipping down into where I can hear it, if that makes sense. But it's also opening up the top end. So I don't need a whole lot of that. I'll just kind of pull in a little bit. Okay, let's check out this compressor here. I'm gonna turn it on with this knob here, and here's my gain reduction meter, and I'm just gonna pull in a little bit of gain reduction here on the fast timing. Yeah, I like that. There's a makeup gain in case you need it. If you're really pounding this thing, you can use a makeup gain to pull it back up. Let's take a listen to the slow attack. It's just adding a little glue. I like it a lot. This saturation circuit is really kind of cool. I'm not sure I would use those highs very much. I'm gonna pull them back down a bit. Let's try something right fast though. If I take this low pass filter and I turn it on at 20, then that little gentle curve that goes off at 20 kilohertz. If I boost this shelf here, it should still do a roll off, but we should get a little more high-end air out of it. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Just a little bit more alive when we put this in, and I think that's the goal of it. Anyway, this is a new plugin from Kush Audio. This is called Blyss, and I'm probably going to pick this up. I think it sounds great. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you like this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe. More videos are coming very, very soon.